There's a giant blob of seaweed wider than the US heading for Mexico and Florida. It's so big that it can be seen from space and could cause some serious problems when it hits the shores. Let's back up for a second. Sargassum is a brown, buoyant seaweed that makes up masses like this. It's nothing new, but according to scientists, sargassum blooms have been increasing in size for over a decade. The Great Atlantic Sargassum Belt is the largest bloom in existence. It's actually made up of thousands of patches of sargassum and stretches over 5,000 miles, which is about twice the width of the U.S. Experts who have studied the Sargassum Belt for years say this year's bloom is already one of the largest they've ever seen. The bloom's exponential growth is partially due to the climate crisis and man-made processes. For example, nitrogen and other nutrients get into major rivers as a result of deforestation, those rivers flow into the ocean, and the massive seaweed is fed as a result. Now, are all approximately 20 million tons of the Sargassum Belt going to wash up on Florida and Mexico at once? No. But what does reach these areas could cause major issues. When floating far from land, sargassum blooms absorb carbon dioxide and act as a valuable ecosystem and source of food for fish, turtles, and other ocean animals. But if too much sargassum gets too close to shore, it can smother coral, get tangled in boat propellers, and block intake valves to power plants. It can also become a biohazard when it sits too long on land, as it releases hydrogen sulfide as it decays. Yes, the stuff that smells like rotting eggs. On top of all that, sargassum isn't very nice to look at, can make beaches no fun, and isn't cheap to remove. According to the tracking group Sargassum Monitoring, piles of sargassum have already started to wash up in several locations in Mexico, including Playa del Carmen. Some coastal areas expect multiple feet of sargassum accumulation, and in Key West, there's already algae piling up, even though it doesn't typically start to until May.